I'm so excited to be here tonight. We're going to do some breath work. We're going to talk a little bit about mindfulness and what it means and how it is associated with breath work. And, what it means to be safe in your space. And oddly enough, people with anxiety have a lot of struggles and anxiety around still time, downtime, alone time, quiet time, peaceful time. And so I felt this would be a really good session to talk about mindfulness. What is mindfulness and what is its relationship to breath work? And there are other modalities that mindfulness can be very effective with, and that would be meditation, even prayer. There's a lot of people that I work with who are spiritual, Christian, whatever you are, Jewish, and going into a place of meditation or meditative prayer and breath work, which is what we're going to really kind of focus on, can be so healing, and it can do a lot to decrease depression, anxiety. It can help improve your memory, believe it or not, because your mind functions better. It can help decrease worry and stress and improve your cognitive functioning. You can build stronger relationships. You can be more physically fit, all from mindfulness. So tonight, I really want you to pay attention and listen to me as we discuss how important it is to just be still with yourself. And the meaning of mindfulness, it's the psychological process of bringing your attention in the outside world and experiences and your internal emotions and feelings together into one experience in the present moment. It's really not that complicated. It's about developing a practice, and I love the word practice, of positive, proactive thinking so that you can settle and be calm with yourself and get comfortable with just kind of being calm. It's very non-judgmental. So when you go into mindfulness, it's non-judgmental. You have to be very patient. It's a process that takes time, and you want to enter into this experience with a beginner's mind, meaning you're open, you're curious, you trust. That's a very trusting process, mindfulness. And this is so important. You're not striving for an end goal. You're not sitting there saying, I'll feel better when I'm calm. It doesn't work that way. It's something that you really have to practice. And CEOs of major corporations and even kids all over the world, and psychiatrists and psychologists and therapists and self-help gurus, everybody is getting more familiar with this term. And when you learn how to do it and you do it appropriately and you combine it with meditation or breath work or both, I promise you, you will not believe how quickly you can do this spiritual turnaround and calm yourself down or underreact in almost any situation. So tonight we're going to talk about mindfulness. If you're someone that feels that you're too scattered, you're too stressed out, you're too anxious, you're too fearful to spend time with yourself, and if you have anxiety disorder, that might be you, then I'm really excited you're here tonight. Again, I'm Lucinda Bassett. You can follow my podcast on every podcast platform. Let Go with Lucinda. You can find me on YouTube Zooms with Lucinda Bassett YouTube Zooms. And I'm just out here giving you some great free advice. And I'm very honored and excited that you're here, because I know you could be on YouTube right now watching Steve Harvey and everybody else who's a guru, which is good. They all have some great advice. But what I do and what I continue to do is focus on your anxiety and depression. And I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to sit with me in the next couple of minutes and understand that mindfulness is such an important practice, because it's the key to productivity, efficiency, and stress relief. Mindfulness can help it can restrict certain chemicals that you release into your body when you want to react and you're stressed out. And it can help restructure those two R's, your brain, in a way that lets you calm down and find peace in your moment. And that's what we all want to be able to do. Um, there are dozens of techniques that you can use to assist you in mindfulness, but one of the ones that started this whole process was meditation. And if you've ever done transcendental meditation, which I have, a lot of us anxious personalities have a really hard time sitting with ourselves and going into this, kind of a blank, empty thinking process where you allow thoughts to flow, but you don't react to them. And we're going to talk about that tonight because it's a process that you go through, and I want to help you understand it so that you can practice it. Remember, everything you do is a process and it's a practice. And if you don't do it, whether it's exercise or trying to be an underreactor or trying to calm yourself down in an anxious moment, if you don't continue to practice these new behaviors, these proactive ways of living, they won't become part of your practice and they won't become part of your routine. And that's what I want you to do. So I want you to think that you're going to focus this week on mindfulness related to breath work and possibly meditation if you know how to do meditation. And you want to begin this by finding I think it's better to start in the morning and schedule a regular time every day to do your practice, and begin by always putting yourself in a quiet space. I think mornings work best because they're the beginning of your day and it sets you up for a calm experience. Okay. And then when you sit down and you go into this space, find a comfortable place, your couch, your bed, prop pillows up, put your feet up, and make up your mind that you're going to go into a mindfulness moment. You can write that down, mindfulness moment. And if you don't want to be on YouTube, turn your cameras off. You might be on YouTube with me, baby. And if you have any questions, my chat room is up. Feel free to text me. So what you want to do is, first of all, set a routine, pick a time. I would say morning, and then find a quiet space in the house. Maybe it's your bedroom, maybe it's your living room, and then set up a routine way to set yourself, where you put yourself back against a pillow, prop yourself up on your bed, put your feet up, and you're just comfortable. And then check in with yourself and ask yourself, how am I feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally? And that's the beauty of the breath work that we're going to talk about, is it addresses all those areas, physical, mental, and emotional areas of your life. And you might be sitting here going, I don't know if I believe in this shit, but trust me, this is how I get through my life. This is how I get through terrible times. I'll share with you guys, yesterday I had a scary mammogram, and I know you women all get this, and you guys have your own scary moments. You learn more about heart attacks, but I went in for my annual mammogram, and the place was unfamiliar and in the city, and the woman was kind of all over the place. And then she said, we have to take another slide. This one didn't come out right. And of course, as a woman, I said, is everything okay? And she went, well, I don't know. Call your doctor on Wednesday. I thought, great, I have to sit here from Monday till Wednesday and wonder if my mammogram's okay. And those are the kind of moments I'm talking about, when you want to run and you want to find someone to call and say, I'm scared. You want to find some doctor to call and say, fix this. And really, it's all you. You are your own safe place. And it's like, yeah, but where do I go? You could reach for the anti-anxiety medication or the wine, or call your husband or your wife, or you have to sit with yourself and go inside and find your space of mindfulness. So begin by finding a routine and a quiet space. Take a moment to check in physically, mentally, and emotionally. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then begin to train your mind to refocus and stay with one single thought. And I'm a big believer in intentions, but if you could just set a thought in your mind, I am God, I am calm. And then you're just going to kind of go into a Zen experience where your mind is going to experience a lot of thoughts coming in and out. But I want you to see yourself as though you're watching a movie on TV, and if that's interesting, oh, that's interesting, that's blah, blah, blah. And you let it float in and you let it float out. It floats in and you float out. You don't give any thoughts any value. And then when your thoughts arise and you gently and lovingly invite your mind to return to the technique of mindfulness, you can cap and one of my clients said, I'm going to cap the crap, but you cap those negative thoughts, you cap your thoughts, and you say, I'm going to let them go. I'm not even going to give them any value at all. And once you begin to notice how out of control your mind really is, how much it rambles, how much you ruminate, how much you obsess, you'll really appreciate and start to develop some gentleness on yourself, where you give yourself permission to just let the thoughts come in and let them flow away. And you don't give them any value. And then remember this, it takes time to develop a new proactive habit. And that's what I want this mindfulness to become for you, is I want it to become a proactive habit, because just like brushing your teeth and working out and maybe praying, or anything that you do that's a habit of yours, taking a shower, I hope, eating healthy, drinking a lot of water. Mindfulness has to become a practice that you learn to do and you make it a habit. So what are the benefits of mindfulness? Well, first of all, learning to sustain your attention through mindfulness seems to, and not just seems, absolutely, it's been proven that it will improve your overall ability to stay focused and to maintain your attention, okay, during everyday tasks, not just when you're mindful. It also reduces stress and anxiety. So practicing mindfulness can help release certain chemicals and give you the ability to step away and let your mind ruminate and not take it seriously or personally. So it helps to reduce stress, helps to manage anxiety and depression. And there are all these doctors coming out now, of course, and university studies that are saying that mindfulness, breath work, and meditation could be on par with antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication for treating depression and anxiety. And again, this all goes back to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago about you choosing to release chemicals, deliberately, subconsciously, whatever. And those chemicals send a message to your body that, you're being attacked by a tiger, when in fact, you're not. You're sitting in your living room going, oh no, what if, blah, 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 blah. And you're scaring the crap out of yourself. So mindfulness is a modality that, when combined with breath work, can, oh my God, can change your life. It can change your relationships. Most importantly, it can change your brain and your body chemistry, so that you can, in any stressful moment or bad traffic experience, sit back and go into that mindful experience and calm yourself down. It's been proven, and I can go through these studies, that mindfulness, meditation, and breath work during episodes of pain reduce the pain by 57% and the pain's intensity by 40%. And you're saying, how does that happen? Well, mindfulness may help boost your immune system, but it also spurs the growth of gray matter in various parts of your brain. And that shows us that can calm you down as well. So when you deliberately go in and choose to let thoughts flow and choose to sit still with yourself and be mindful, you're still going, what is that? I don't know how to do it. I'm going to show you how to do it. Researchers have scanned the brains of participants who had little or no previous experience with mindfulness. Once they completed a program in mindfulness, meditation, and breath work, they had shown significant increases in gray matter in their brain, which allows the brain to calm down and release different chemicals, and it creates a more positive response in your body, your brain, and your anxiety and your depression. Also, mindfulness, meditation, and breath work may help boost your immune system. And in addition, this is the best of all for people who are 90 like me. Mindfulness has been thought to slow the brain degeneration that could lead to memory lapse and Alzheimer's. So if you're in this place in your life where you're trying to do everything you can to help yourself feel better, then I strongly suggest that you focus on trying to be mindful. And we're going to work on that tonight. We're going to do a breath session, and I'm going to use generic music so that, and everybody can do this breath session for those of you that are on my podcast, please stay in, stay tuned, and stay focused. So let's talk a little bit about breath work. And I've been doing something called transformational breath for 2.5, 3 years, 4 years. My God. I got highly certified. I can do groups, small people, one person, small groups, one person, small people, big people, anybody. And I love the breath work. And why? What's so great about transformational breath? And I want you to go to their website. Judith Kravitz she has a doctorate in breath work, and she is amazing. And she taught me and certified me. And the breath work is something that when you go into it, you are very mindful, and you have to, the thoughts just float. When you guys are really in the intense process of the breath work, all these broken thoughts come in. You might think about old boyfriends or someone that hurt you, or something you're frustrated with. But the idea is let it come in and let it go out, like you're watching a movie, and it's not about you. It's about you observing. And that's the difference of this mindfulness experience. So when you do this deep, full, connected breath, and we're going to do it at the end of this session, as a result of this full, deep, connected breathing, this oxygenation occurs, bringing high levels of oxygen into your body, your blood cells, and your brain. During this process, our organs, such as our liver and our heart, because of the diaphragm moving up and down, are being massaged. And as corny as all this sounds, it's detoxifying your body and strengthening your immune system. And you're breathing in good air, and you're detoxifying yourself on the exhale. There's an increase of energy as a result of delivering oxygen to the bloodstream, okay? Deep breathing stimulates every blood cell, which in turn stimulates your skin, your lymph system, your muscles, your bones, and your organs, resulting in a stronger body. When people do a breath session with me, and it's like 45 minutes, they get up, they feel stimulated, they feel stronger, they have more ease of body movement, and improved health, and potentially addressing both psychosomatic and real diseases, as well as chronic pain. So this is a new trend that we're seeing, although it's been around for 20 years. But 2022, 2021, I think since COVID, experts and thought leaders and real people are really paying attention to how important it is to do this mindfulness in the form of, going deep inside and letting yourself release anxiety and depression and concerns of the day. And breathing is a great way to do it. So physically, we talked about physical, emotional, and then there's a mental, a spiritual. So when you do the breath, okay, and you do this fully deep circular breathing, you hyperoxygenate your body, your blood cells, and your brain. And you release natural chemicals such as endorphins and serotonin. And this causes a sense of bliss and euphoric, just a euphoric state. And this state directly addresses anxiety and depression and fear and trauma. So being open to allowing yourself to let those emotions come and go is so important. Oh, this is sweet. I have not had panic attacks in months since starting your Attacking Anxiety and Depression book. You must be calling it From Panic to Power. You are your safe place, your safe person. Thank you. I'm so glad, because my only mission in doing this work is to help you guys and give you a safe place to land. I love that. And also give you some skills, because we are moving into an experience in the next 5 years where you'd better be able to take care of yourself. And there's no threat there. I'm just saying that, everything's changing. You go into these department stores now and they're half empty. Everybody's buying everything online, including I'm doing some of that myself. You go out in LA, I can only speak to LA, but people aren't out the way they used to be. I think people are still worried about COVID. Everything is transitioning into the next phase. People were working at home and now they're being asked to go back to work. And as a result, everybody's understaffed. When I went to get my mammogram yesterday, they don't have enough technicians because nobody wants to go back to being a radiology technician. People, as a result of going through COVID, they like working at home. They don't want stress. Things are just shifting. and we have to shift. And part of this new shift is understanding the importance of being able to sit with yourself, you guys, being able to pull yourself back from the stress, the anxiety, and the anger, and choose to react differently. So when you do the breath work and you're mindful, you reach a process when it's a deep, connected, circular breath. You reach a process and a principle called entrainment. And at this time, this is a higher vibration that raises our negative emotions to a higher level of consciousness, eventually equalizing them so they're no longer effective. They no longer bother us. They're no longer disruptive. And that's what happens when you're mindful. You reach this entrainment experience, and it raises your vibration to a point where you can go, oh, okay, that's no big deal. I'm going to let go of that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's not a concern for me. That's not my life. You're just kind of going, that's just interesting. And you allow yourself to be present with what's happening around you and what's happening inside of you. That's the best definition for mindfulness. So the other thing that happens, this is a little different, but I do believe it. When you are mindful and you're breathing and possibly meditating, and I do believe that when you do breathe, it is a form of meditation, although meditation is a little bit different. However, when you're doing transformational breath and you have this deep, full, connected breath, it creates hyperoxygenation to the brain, placing us in a higher frequency and a higher vibrational state. And we have a conscious connection to the fifth dimension above. Thus, a connection to, and we talked about this last week, the universe takes place. And whether you believe it's God or universal energy or gravity or the law, of attraction, there's an energy up there floating around and you feel it. So when you go into this deep, full, connected breath, it takes you to a conscious connection to a higher place. And from our individual souls all the way to infinite intelligence, okay? And I love this line. I came up with this line. Our awareness of oneness becomes complete. Our awareness of oneness becomes real. And we realize the importance of the connectedness of all, the connectedness of you to your sister, the person across the street, the connectedness of you to your animals, the connectedness of you to the universe. And so what this does is we begin to realize how connected we all are, and our view of the world and the people around us becomes more positive. It's kind of the art of sensing fully integrated spirit body with our physical body. Effective, full, connected, diaphragmatic breathing, transformational breath, combined with mindfulness, stimulates full oxygenation to our body, our brain, our blood cells, and our organs. Thus, it's one of the most effective tools for creating physical, mental, and emotional well-being at the highest level. And you might still be saying, I don't know if I can do it. Yes, you can. It's like anything else. It's like, listen, I didn't want to go get that mammogram yesterday, but I knew I had to do it. I didn't want to go get my colonoscopy. We've all been putting things off since COVID. And I just say, do it, Lucinda, jump, go. Your health is everything. And if you do have something wrong, go to the doctor. If you do have something wrong, the earlier you catch it, the better. Don't be scaredy. And I'm scaredy. Don't think you're scaredy by yourself. I'm scaredy too. But if I can do it, you can do it. And I have to tell you, this woman scared the crap out of me yesterday. And luckily I got the information back and I'm all good. I have no problems. I have another good year before another mammogram. And sometimes you tend to look at, okay, I had my physical, I had my this, I had my that, everything's good. Praise God. I'll tell you what I did. Not to offend anybody. I don't know how spiritual you are, but part of my message, I don't know how spiritual you are, but part of my message is to talk about God, in my opinion. When I got that information about my mammogram was fine, I went down and got down on my knees in my bedroom and said my prayers. When was the last time you said your prayers? And I thanked God for my health and for my life and for my beautiful children and grandchildren and the fact that I'm healthy and my beautiful fiance. And I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky, And I'm telling you, get up grateful every day. I mean, that's what I do. So we're gonna try to understand that when you go into this mindfulness experience with breath work or meditation, I tend to love the breath work. That when you get this full breath experience, and I'm hoping that Darla and I get to offer our breath retreats again in the next 6 months somewhere. I highly recommend you come, but if you can't or it doesn't happen, join me on the Zooms. We will be breathing. At the end, I'm using a generic music, so now everybody can experience it. When you do this, you're going to feel refreshed, revitalized, and renewed. You'll have more energy, your mind will be more clear, and your heart will be more open. I promise you, when you get to the point where you're doing a 45-minute breath experience, this incredible experience offers you the opportunity to let go and tune into your higher frequency and a higher energy source. In addition, the detoxification and clearing happens in your brain. And when you get up from a 45-minute breath experience, and if you want to do one, I do them. Monty and Abe are really highly certified breath retreat people from Transformational Breath, and they're around and they do them. And there are people doing some groups with Transformational Breath. Go on the Transformational Breath website and you can find out where people are doing the breath work. I'm not doing large groups yet. I want to make sure that COVID's calm before I do that. But you will understand when you do this. If you do a 45-minute breath session, you guys, it's life-changing, and you get up with an enhanced connection to yourself, and you get up so grateful. I mean, I remember when there was that eclipse, and a really good friend invited Murray and I to do the eclipse with a breath session up on a spiritual place with a sound bath. And it was an hour and a half, and everybody in the room came in with stuff, drinking margaritas, whatever they wanted to do. And by the time we got up from that hour and a half, all we could do was hug each other. We were emotional. And all we did was sit there quietly and do a mindful sound bath breath experience. So if there's anywhere in your area where you could do a sound bath or you could do a breath experience, but you don't need to even be anywhere. You can sit with me. We're going to do this tonight and go into a mindful breath experience. So this is a level you will access in this powerful breath session when you allow this powerful, full body, mind and spirit breath experience to unfold. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do tonight. So it's a combination of things that make you feel, and this is the way to kind of express it, that you are safe with yourself, that you being calm and still in a moment, whether you're in a traffic jam in LA or you're sitting there waiting for the results of a terrible test, or you just got in an argument with your daughter, or you just had a fight with your boyfriend, and you really feel scared and alone. Mindfulness, meditation, and breath work will really bring you back to center. And you're like, well, what is center? Center is a chakra. It's this is your third eye chakra. I love that chakra. And that is where you can say, my soul and God's, and God's intentions are one. And this is your throat chakra where you speak your truth. And this is your heart chakra. And this is your crown chakra where all the energy of the universe comes in. And you might be going, well, no wonder you feel like crap. And you may be smoking, and you may be smoking weed, and you may be drinking too much, and you may be spinning and going crazy and saying, I'm not enough and nobody loves me. Well, the truth of the matter is you are enough. You're everything I am. You're everything everybody else is out there right now who think they're thought leaders and gurus. And you listen, you could go on TikTok right now and start talking about how wonderful you are at whatever it is you do, whether it's landscaping or haircutting, and you might get 18,000 followers and you could write a book. the one good thing about all this social media is that anybody can be a superstar. All you got to do is be a what's the word? Influencer, and you can become an influencer if you want to go on TikTok and start cutting 15-second videos of yourself doing just about anything. And people need to be entertained. But what I'm seeing, YouTube's a little bit more about health, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm going to go on TikTok and start shooting some things too. But listen, I'm just honored and excited to be here with you guys. So again, if you have any questions, I'll try to get to all of them. Can I email you links to the breath sessions? The breath sessions are something I'm just doing on, I think they are on YouTube, but they are on these Zoom calls. So I'm not doing any links to breath sessions. The breath sessions are done when we have these weekend retreats, but I'm gonna do one tonight. So going back to how can you be kind to your mind? How can we set up a ritual, if you will, a new way of behaving? And again, it's all about setting up a schedule, setting up a proactive plan. Write that down. If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want to keep sitting around feeling bad about yourself, scaring yourself, being anxious, thinking everybody's out to get you, that's not going to make you feel better. It's only going to make you feel worse. So start tonight and say, I'm going to set up a morning ritual, a pattern of proactive planning where I'm going to try for the next week every morning to do a mindful meditation of breath work. Okay. So you start out by creating a morning ritual that allows you to connect to the part of you that feels happy and alive. And maybe you want to stay in your bed, prop up your pillows, but go to the same place every morning, pick the same time every morning. And then relax in this quiet time by yourself, find a space by yourself. And then I want you to find a pose that is a peaceful pose. Practice a peaceful pose. Like I said, stack up some pillows and folded blankets or a booster pillow. Sit back in a reclined position. Bring your feet up and bring the soles of your feet together. You might even put your hands down on the bed. That's connecting you to the energy of the earth. Lay your arms on the side of the bed beside you. Anything you can do to allow your mind and your body to be released to the energy source above you, and allowing your hands and your body and your feet to be grounded to the earth below. All right. So then I want you to stay in that position for at least 10 minutes. And I want you to, I've told many of you to download Jennifer Barazin Radio. It's fabulous, fabulous breath music. That's the music I was using here, but I can't do it because I don't have permission. So that's why I always shut it off. But now we're going to do a breath session, and I'm going to use this canned music that's nice enough. And then I want you, when you're sitting in this mindful, meditative breathwork state, to be grateful. I want you to always start out, instead of starting out with, oh my God, I've got so much to do today, I'm so stressed out, I'm not enough. You're going to start out with, God, thank you so much for my life. I do this exercise with a rectangle with my clients, and it's all about, the obstacles on the left and the abundance on your right. And believe me, you have abundance all around your feet. It's the people that love you. Maybe you've got a good job. Maybe you're financially safe. Maybe you live in a nice home. Maybe you have a good dog that you love. Maybe you have good friends. Maybe you're lucky enough to have a partner. Maybe you have children who love you. Maybe you're healthy. All the abundance. See that abundance when you situate yourself on your bed or on the sofa and your little feet are up and connected together. I want you to see all that abundance around your feet and start off your mindful moment. You can call it that, with gratitude. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do a breath session. But before that, I want to take a moment and remind you that I am Lucinda Bassett. I am an author of 4 books, and I created a program for anxiety and depression that I don't own anymore. And it's helped a lot of people. If you want to get your hands on that, I don't get anything from that. So I'm not out here making money, but it's a good program. It's me. It's called Attacking Anxiety and Depression. It's available on Amazon because somebody's asking me about that. You can go and you can buy a used program. My book, From Panic to Power, is a bestseller. It's life-changing. When I coach people, I use a book right now that's my book called The Solution. I love it. It's one of my favorite books. It's all about going from being a reactive person to being a proactive person. I also want to take a minute and let you know that I'm doing a podcast called Let Go with Lucinda. It's on every podcast platform. If you would like to coach with me, it's $300 an hour. I will do 2 free coaching sessions with you if you're willing to let me air them on my podcast. So if you have any interest in that at all, put a message up, and we'll get you some information on how to access that. You can also go to my website, lucindabassettbreathwork.com, and you can email me there, and I will get back to you. So I'm offering you a free coaching session with me that's an hour long if you're willing to let me air some of it on a podcast. And I'm doing this because my coaching sessions are so amazing, and the people I coach are so fabulous. I'm always going, God, I just love doing this. And they would be so profound to put on my podcast, Let Go with Lucinda. And if you'd like to do coaching, again, I don't want to lose my music here. So at the end of the breath work, I'm going to tell you the number to call so that you can also call me, or you call Darla, and do some coaching. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get out my favorite breath work notes, and you're going to sit back, and this is really important. You're going to breathe with your mouth open as though you're drinking on a water bottle, and like this. And you're going to breathe in through the mouth to the count of 3, and then a slow breath out, short breath out, as though you're breathing on a mirror. So it's, and if you can keep your breath connected, that's great. If you start to feel faint or dry mouth, you don't have to keep your breath connected. If you're working with me in my breath retreat, by the way, I can work with you and do breath work with you on Zoom. And if you want to know how to do that, actually, I don't want to lose my spot here. However, you know what? I'll tell you later because I don't want to lose the spot. But you can work with me in coaching. You can get a free coaching call, and I'll give you the number for that after we get done with the breath session. So the idea right now is to go into this breath session with complete release and total surrender. You're not going to allow your thoughts to have any power over you. You're going to be emotionally and spiritually connected, but you're not going to be mentally connected to any of your thoughts. And you're going into this quietly and peacefully with complete disconnection. However, you're going to go in with grace and gratitude. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my whole. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my soul. And then you're going to go into this with knowing that whatever you see, whatever messages come to you, you're going to let it flow in and out, flow in and out. And when you get through this is going to be like a 7-minute breath session. When you get your breath sessions, would be nice if they were like 10 to 15 minutes in the morning. When you get through, then you can journal. Then you can evaluate what was going on in your head. But in that 10 minutes, mindfulness is all about disconnecting and allowing the thoughts to come in and out, because you will have weird, broken thoughts, and you can go back. What they do in meditation is they just pick they pick a word. You usually assigned a word and when you're in transcendental meditation, but you can pick your own word, and you can go online and Google great words for meditation. But in the breath work, I just think, grace, gratitude, thank you for my health, thank you for my whole, thank you for my wealth, thank you for my soul. Release. And if you just want to sit there and you could just, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. And you need to understand that messages might come to you, but these are messages that are coming to you to expose you to your holiest, highest good. And again, it's very important to see yourself as an observer. This is not about you. This is not about your experience in the moment. Your experience outside of you and your experience in the moment internally are one. And how do I know? You'll feel it. Okay, so let's go in. I'm going to put this music on. Hopefully it will work. And I want you to find a cozy space and pretend you're setting yourself up for your first mindful moment. And you're going to sit back and get cozy. You're going to close your eyes, open your mouth, breathe into the count of 3, keeping your mouth open, breathing out. as though you're blowing on a mirror. And I'm going to put on some music, and I'm going to walk you in through into. Uh, I'm going to connect this to my Beats Kill. I hope. Bear with me. So, I hope you can hear this music. Now I invite you to close your eyes and surrender into the energy of you. I want you to feel the energy of God and the universe. And I want you to open your mind and release your thoughts out into space. They have no value. They have no purpose at this time. I want you to feel the energy flowing down from your crown chakra, connecting you to the divine source. You can feel the energy around your brain, around the top of your head, as it moves down to your third eye chakra. And again, just float, float. The third eye chakra connects you to your higher self, your spirit source. Moving on down to the throat chakra, your highest truth and communication. And down to the heart chakra, opening your heart to the energy of God, the energy of love. Moving down to the area below your chest and above your belly button, the solar plexus chakra. It's my very favorite. Your divine will and surrender. And that's what you're doing when you do mindfulness. You're surrendering to openness, to nothingness in your brain. Thoughts will come in and out. You're letting go. You're surrendering. I want you to feel this energy right now. I want you to relax into the vibration of nothingness. This is your soul connection. Your mind can drift in and out, around in this space, energizing yet calming you. In this moment, allowing anything that comes to you just to float away. This is your mindfulness moment. This is where you go to unwind, unreal, and let go. The gift of this energy is filling your blood cells, your body, and your brain with good health, calmness, and peace. Energizing you, yet calming you. At this time, I call upon the I Am Present, Masters of Light and Higher Self, to bring everyone to a place tonight of complete release and surrender. Letting go of all tensions and stress and conscious concerns of the moment. I call upon the I Am Presence and Higher Self to manifest the perfect mindful breath experience for everyone here tonight. Breathing into the mouth, and short breath out. Breathing into the mouth, short breath out. Breathing into the mouth, short breath out. I ask you to trust yourself and let go. Surrender to the beauty of mindfulness. Safe to breathe, safe to surrender, safe to allow yourself to be with yourself without expectation, without judgment, without fear, knowing that this is just where you're supposed to be. This is your safe surrender. Breathing in good, godness, gratitude. Breathing out love, radiance, abundance. I want you to recognize that this moment and this time is a proactive purpose. This moment and this time is a proactive practice of healthy living that you need to embrace starting tonight, starting tomorrow morning. Set up a time, set up a place, and do this. And you don't have to have music. In fact, some believe that if you sit quietly by yourself, it could be hard to do it first, but do it for 3 minutes, and then do it for 5 minutes, and then do it for 7 minutes, and see if you can place yourself in a meditative position, or turn your palms up to the sky and do your breathing and sit quietly for 2 or 3 minutes and let your thoughts move in and out. And then if after a couple of minutes you want to download some, you want to play some Jennifer Barazza music and go into some intentions, you can do that too. You can set your intentions for the day. Help me to stay in positive gravity. Help me to stay in grace and gratitude. Help me to put out good energy. Help me to manifest good people, good things, good experiences through my law of personal attraction. Help me to get comfortable sitting quietly with myself. I want to ask you to join me back in this moment and in this space. And what is this all about? This is all about having this experience of mindfulness that brings you to a place every day in the morning when you set up this little morning ritual where you can sit by yourself and practice this mindful breath work, this mindful meditation that lets you completely release anything that's going on outside of you and what's going inside of you, and bring them together in a still space as one. That is mindfulness. Non-judging, patient, open mind, trust, not goal-oriented at all, no end result, no expectations, total and complete surrender and acceptance, and the let go. The power is in the let go. Whenever you get stuck and you're worried and you're scared, remember getting still with yourself in a mindful moment and allowing yourself to breathe and allowing yourself to let go of everything will decrease your depression. It will decrease your anxiety. It will stabilize your emotions. It will create better memory and mind cognitive experiences, cognitive improvements. You will have stronger relationships. You will be more patient. You will experience better health. You'll be able to calm yourself down. And that's the importance of mindfulness when it's combined with meditation and breath work. All right, you guys, I hope that you are all experiencing and good moments in your life right now. If you have any questions, you're certainly willing to, you can bring them up right now and I'll try to answer them. But I want to real quickly give you Darla's number if you are interested in coaching or you are interested in 2 free 1-hour coaching sessions. You just have to sign a release that allows me to use them on a podcast. Call Darla at 419-350-7499. And by the way, I do a free 10-minute pre-call to see if you're a candidate for coaching. And if you're interested in coaching, you can call Darla at that number for a pre-interview. If you're interested in free coaching and you'd like to be on my podcast, you can call Darla for that. If you have any questions, you can call Darla for that at 419-350-7499. I hope this was helpful tonight, you guys. Listen, I practice what I preach, and I'm not perfect. And my mammogram results all came back fine, but it put me through a lot of stress and anxiety and anticipatory anxiety. And I had no choice but to drive home by myself and sit with myself. And sometimes that's the only choice we have, isn't it? We have to sit with ourselves and get comfortable being alone and calm ourselves down. And mindfulness and breath work and meditation has really been helpful for so many people, whether you're dealing with illness or emotional distress. Mindful meditation and breath work can be key. Okay, that's it. All right, aloha. See you guys next Tuesday. Thank you.